Hello students, welcome back to Madhvi's Java programming tutorials. In this video, I'll be explaining you types of errors and error handling in Java. Let's see the contents. Introduction, types of errors, which are syntax errors, logical errors, and exceptions. Programs related to these errors to understand these errors in the Java environment. Exception handling with the help of try, catch, and finally blocks, and then a Java program. Let's start. Every language has some grammatical rules to form sentences. Java also has some rules to write programs, which is known as syntax. Three errors may occur during the compilation and execution phases of a program. What are they? Syntax errors, logical errors, and exceptions or runtime errors during the execution of the program. If any error occurs, that is known as exception. Let's see syntax errors. In this type of error, format of a statement is incorrect. For example, in English language, if we write, I are reading a book, which is incorrect. It should be, I am reading a book, full stop. So, the statements which do not follow the grammatical rules of any language or Java are known as syntax errors. These syntax errors are highlighted during the compilation phase of a program. Syntax errors should be rectified during compilation phase only. Then understand logical errors. Output of a program is not according to the guessed output. Then it is known as logical error. For example, there is a problem statement. Write a program to read a number from the user and display even or odd. Okay, the program is free of compilation errors, that is syntax errors. Then it asks input, enter a number. The user has given 8, but the output of the program is 8 is an odd number, which is wrong. 8 is even number. So some problem in the logic program is free of syntax errors, but output is wrong, then it is known as logical error. Compiler compiles, allows execution, but not the program is not working according to the expected or guessed output. Then comes exceptions. These are runtime errors. Program gets compiled successfully and no logical errors, but still ends abruptly. And it shows the source code. Very important. We don't want, or the programmers do not want to show the source code to the user. So these exceptions are abnormal or unexpected runtime errors. For example, there is a small program in the source code which is just accepting a number and trying to print the number. When we start executing, user has given instead of a number a string. Immediately, this is runtime error. So there are some error handling or exception handling classes are there in Java. Those classes handle the error but give the output in such a way. There is one output window here. Below that, the error will be displayed, and also it opens up the source code. Now, what kind of exceptions may occur? Input related, file related, arrays related, arithmetic exceptions. A list is a long list. As a programmer, we don't want such kind of output and showing the source code. So we use the exception classes given by the Java environment, and we display error in this area where output is displayed. Either error or output should be in the terminal window, because it is CUI way. We are not using AWT software. AWT means it is graphical. If it is graphical, the error will be handled like this, unknown exception or something like that, in a small dialog box. But we want to display in the output window only the error also. Now let's see some Java programs which may result in syntax, logical, and exceptions, because the programmers must understand how to handle the errors when writing the programs. Let's see the contents of syntax errors and see the design. There are some errors in this. I have deliberately given some syntax errors to show you how does a class look like and also how to rectify them. As soon as control K, I have already done, that's why it is showing the first error, which is saying semicolon expected. So every statement should end with a semicolon. In English language, full stop or a question mark. So we put a semicolon, it is guiding us. Control K, immediately another problem, which is system package SYSTE does not exist. So I add over there control K and two errors. Let's suppose in case I by mistake write like this control K, then says undeclared variable SCA. This is SCA.nextInt, which is related to scanner class. So we will see the object name. It is SC. So we will change it to SC. Similarly, some Y is given here. Let's suppose control K, variable not found, undeclared variable Y, because X is the variable. So we will rectify the errors, whatever the errors, then only it will allow us to execute. So control K, no errors, then our class is looking like this. When we try to execute, okay, enter a number 2 and 2 is printed. See, this blue colored is the input and output is the 2. But as a programmer, we better give proper messages. Fine. Now we'll go and understand logical errors. Here is a program to add two numbers. Okay. And let's execute this program. Add two numbers. Program to add two numbers, enter two numbers, 3 and 2. It is giving me output 1. Addition means 5 should be there. Output is given 1. So as a programmer, when we write the program, first of all, we have to handle the syntax errors, then see the output for different inputs. If it is working properly, then only we can ask the users to use this. So output is wrong. So how do we check? Let's see the contents of the logical error. Here we have used x minus y instead of x plus y. So this is a logical error. Control K and then it works. Then comes runtime errors. Runtime errors means when I have written a small program here. What is it? Enter a number, read x, and then print x. Nothing is there. Okay. Let's compile and see the output by giving wrong input. By giving wrong input. In such a way, exception arises. Abnormal error. Enter a number. Instead of giving a number, I wanted to give one by mistake. Q is pressed. Press enter. Immediately, this kind of output it is showing. What is it? This area, left hand most, the top corner is for output. The error is handled by Java and it is saying input mismatch exception. Why? Because we are expecting, the program is expecting integer, but user has given a character. So it will open up the source code, which we don't want. We want a neat and clean way of displaying error in the output window only. We don't want this area as well as opening up the source code. This is known as exception, abnormal error. So we need to learn how to handle them in a better way. We don't want to show our source code. Exception handling. There are several classes available for exception handling in Java. Built-in exception handling classes, most of them are defined in java.lang package. For example, arithmetic exception. These are all classes. Array index out of bounds exception, class not found, file not found, IO exception, number format exception, input mismatch exception, which we have seen, and it is defined in java.util package. General exception. If none of these exceptions are erased, then we can use this general class, exception class. And using these classes, a programmer can handle the exceptions, not showing the source code. And we display output as well as error in the output window only. There are three tools: try, several catch blocks, and finally. This is the order: try, catch, finally. In try block, we write the program. And we can have different catch blocks to catch the different exceptions, that is runtime errors. And then finally, any cleanup procedures like closing files, database connections, everything can be written in the finally block. And it is optional also. Now let's see what is try block now. A program may read variables, division, maybe their opening files, accessing arrays, everything we write in the try block. This try block throws exceptions, if any. If exception occurs, then only relevant exception will be thrown by the try block. And it is caught by several or multiple catch blocks, the relevant catch block. Reading variable input mismatch caught by some input mismatch exception class. And division by zero, file not found, different exceptions are thrown, if at all there are exceptions, and they are caught by the catch blocks, one of the catch blocks. Now catch blocks. Catch arithmetic exception, catch array index out of bounds exception, catch input mismatch exception. Like that, several catch blocks we can write in one program. And very important one is general exception. Although there are 10, we have written some 10. 11th exception came, then that is caught by this general exception class. And one object also we give. Arithmetic exception, the very first one, some E or X object. So while throwing, the object receives the message. Try throws some error, exception, that object will receive the message. So we can say E dot get message. There is one method which is already available for us. Let's suppose the object is X. Then we write X dot get message. Then it will display what kind of message. But we know as a programmer, it is arithmetic exception. So we can write arithmetic exception also and don't print the message. Array index out of bounds. E is the object. E dot get message. But we know array exception. Then last one, some error occurred. You may not display the message. So we just say some error occurred so that to avoid that source code display. Then comes finally block, cleanup procedure. Finally, closing files, closing database connections, everything we write in finally block. So the order is first of all try block, then all the catch blocks, then finally block. But finally, we need to understand a bit more. If no exception occurs, first of all try, then finally, because there is no exception. If there is any exception, then try, catch, finally. If there is any exception and the handler does not match, we did not write the proper handler or the general handler. So immediately, first of all try, then finally, then exception will be thrown just like Java does and opens the source code. What is it? Exception arised and we don't have a match or we did not give any handler. In that case, try finally and then Java handles the exception. Let's see a program related to try, catch, and finally. Let's see the contents of try, catch. In this program, scanner class object is taken, enter two numbers. In try block, whatever program we are writing. This is a simple program. Two numbers are accepted and division we are doing C is equal to A divided by B. Quotient will be displayed and then printing quotient. I haven't written so far any catch blocks, but finally block, end of the program. We don't have any database, we don't have any files, so we are not closing any connections here. I just want to tell you, try and finally, and Java handles any exception because we haven't given any catch block in the program. Control K and then try to execute try catch and give proper numbers. Enter two numbers, 3 and 1. And quotient is 3, end of the program. This is try, proper output came, and finally block has displayed end of the program. What if there is an error that is abnormal error or exception asking an integer, but we gave a character, immediately Java handles. We have seen this already. Java handled and showing the source code. We don't want this. So what we do is, first of all, compile and then add catch blocks. First catch block, which I want you to understand, is general one. Catch exception, control X, and it should be written after the try block. What we have written, catch any exception in E. We need to give some X, Y, E, something like that. This is class object. Try is throwing error. That error is caught by this particular object. We haven't written anything, we said some error. We are not telling, okay, input mismatch or division by zero or anything, we are not giving. General, we don't want that source code showing. Control K and try to execute the program. Right click, void main. Okay. This time also, instead of a number, we are giving a character. Some error. This is displayed. Some error. It's not showing the source code. So, catch has caught the exception and it doesn't know what it is, but some error is displayed. This is how programmers handle the exceptions using try, catch, and finally. Although there are several classes, we'll try to add them. And here, catch input mismatch exception requires one more error, uh, gives one more error. What is it? This exception class should be at the end. This exception class should be at the end. And one more error, what is it? Input mismatch exception is not in java.lang. It is in java.util package. So we haven't used that. We used only scanner class. So instead of scanner class, we can use asterisk sign here. Means all the classes in util package you give. One is scanner, we want anyway. Another one is input mismatch exception class. Control K, now there is no error. Fine. Now we'll understand a little bit about these catch blocks. First catch block is input mismatch exception. If there is any proper handler, the error will be taken by that particular catch block. It won't go to the general one, that is exception class. In case any array problems handled by array index out of bounds exception class, arithmetic exception handled by arithmetic. So we try to give several programs while executing and see which catch block is catching. First one is input mismatch, second one is array exception, third one is arithmetic exception, number format exception, and generalized exception. Here we try to look at this. Two errors may arise. First one is input mismatch. Here, a character is given instead of a number. Second one, arithmetic exception, that is division by zero. A is some number 5, but B is 0. Immediately, this catch block catches the exception and gives some message, whatever message. In case, look at this, another one, integer dot %. This is a wrapper class. 45.5 you try to convert into integer, which cannot be done. It should be float or double. And function should also change. In that case, which type of error will come? Number format exception. And in case this array, we will understand array exception comes, then array index out of bounds will handle. If none of these handlers are matching with the exception which is thrown by try, then only general exception, that is exception clause, comes into existence. Now, this catch exception should be written after all catch blocks. Let's suppose I have written here, immediately it gives an error. These catch blocks are after this. So, please keep this particular general exception just before finally block. That's what it is saying. Now let's see one by one. Please try to remember that input mismatch means it is going to input mismatch. Array means array. Arithmetic exception, division by zero. So these handlers, to understand, I have given such kind of messages. Otherwise, e dot get message we can directly print. Control K, execute the program. First time we are giving input mismatch, that is enter two numbers, we are giving a and it is showing input mismatch exception. So that handler has handled this. And let's suppose division by zero, we give proper first number is some 5 but second number is 0. Immediately it is saying arithmetic exception, it goes to that handler, catch block, arithmetic exception block. Division by zero is the error thrown by the try block. Then let's understand one more thing here. This is integer.parseInt 45.5. This is number format exception. If we give proper numbers, then there are no exception error here, and proper numbers, so no division by zero. Then it goes to this part and then gives a number format exception. So let's try to give proper input. Input is number 5, 7, quotient is 0. Number format exception for input string 45.5 is the error thrown by the try block. And this is the finally block. Okay, now let's understand a bit about arrays. Arrays 1, 2, 3, collection of variables. Index starts from 0, 0, 1, 2. So 2 is the last index. I is 0, I less than equal to 3. Extra index we are talking about. So what we are supposed to do is, like, this gives an error. Error is array index out of bounds exception, because array index starts from 0. There are 3 numbers only, 0, 1, 2. It should go till 2, but our for loop is taking to 3. These are all things you will understand a bit, but just exception we are trying to understand. Okay, compile. And then main, definitely there is an exception, that is array index out of bounds. See, for input, okay, this one will make it a comment and then understand this, because from here only the error came. So the handler is handling this. So this error we don't want to have, but see the array index out of bound exception. Okay, definitely there is an error, that is array index out of index 3 out of bounds for length 3. So this is how handlers handle without showing the source code. Let's assume there is no general exception and no index out of bounds exception, deleting, and general exception is also not there. Then what happens? We have seen. What is it? Finally block. If no exception, executed after try, finally. Then if there is any exception, finally is executed after try and catch. If exception handler does not match, we don't have array index out of bounds exception or general exception. In that case, try, then finally block, and then the good old the Java handler shows the whatever the source code and all. So control K, and then control K, right click here, void main, OK, C, 4, 5, array index out of bounds is there. There is no proper handler. So whatever the output, and then end of the program, that is from finally block, and then showing the exception. This is what is about exceptions. Refer chapter 5 of Basics in Computer Applications for further understanding. And the next video is about conditional or selection statements in Java. Thank you.